what's your role in the film, and what character are you portraying?
Good morning po, good afternoon po sa inyo lahat. Ako po si Nico Manalo. Character ko po sa film na to, sa sequel na to, ay si Sam. Si Sam po ay isang aspiring filmmaker nung prequel. Tapos that time, in a relationship siya with Iman's character, Vera's character, Isa. This time, 5 years after, siya naman po, si Ana naman po ang karelasyon niya. And now, he's a high school professor. He's high school teacher, sorry.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. My name is Vera, and the character that I play is Isa. So in the first film, she's a student, Sam's student in particular. And in the second film naman po, all throughout she's been a writer, an aspiring writer. And in the second film, she is climbing the ropes and gaining success as a writer. She's been back and forth from the States, and she's now in a relationship with Frank. So that's Isa.
Magandang hapon po ulit. Ako si Ana Luna. I'm playing the role of Ana, the character of Ana. Ako yung naging karelasyon role ni Nico Manalo after ng 5 years of breakup nila with Vera. Ayun.
Also part of the film is Alex Medina. Unfortunately, Alex Medina is in Dumaguete right now. Alex is playing the role of Frank, the childhood best friend of Isa, Emmanuel, who is played by Emmanuel, and is part of the four cast that will be playing it out in the show. Again, I'm Nessa Vera, and I'm the director.
Alright, there you have it. The backgrounds of these respective characters. Nico, for sure you're feeling very pressured because you're surrounded by these two girls whom you've had a relationship with.
Very pressured.
Alright, so at this point I'm opening the floor to the questions from our media friends. So if anybody has a question, just kindly raise your hand and a mic will be given to you for your questions to our cast and to our director as well for the film. Alright, so we have our first media fair. What's your name, sir?
Yes, I'm Nestor.
You're Nestor from...
Nestor from Bulletin and Tempo.
Okay.
The director, please. Why do you think does your film deserve a sequel?
Well, actually, it's a really good question. No, I had this opportunity back in 2015 to actually do a film for my master's degree. It was meant for school. It was meant for a school project for my, and I didn't know that I'll be part of the world premieres 2015 back then. And after that, ang pwede natin galawan ng the first film showed a really good strength in terms of audience, and apparently we gained attraction. To begin with, I didn't expect that I'll be doing a sequel until DBA approached me about it. Why not follow up a story? And they gave me enough time and they gave me that opportunity. And until now, actually, medyo weird pa rin na may sequel na yung pelikula. And I'm thankful for, of course, my producers, the table, and the base.
What is so special about the first film that deserves a sequel? Maybe we can hear from the TBA producers. Well, what's so special about the first film?
Basically, yung kwento nating dalawa, okay, we showed it sa Cinema 76, okay? This was in Feb 2016, tama, no? And then, nag-upisa yung film sa Feb 2016, we showed that film in June 2016. Unbelievably, okay, it started slow, but sobrang dumami ng mga tao. To the point na, if you don't mind, I'll divulge what your budget was, no? Which was 800K to make that film. Sa UP, it was a UP thesis film, okay? And what I'm relating to is the facts, no? It played for almost 9 weeks sa amin, and then it made back its investment, and then total of 2M basically ang kinita sa amin lang, which is a 60-seater, which is a micro cinema, okay? And then, we found out, pag nakausap namin ng mga tao, ang ganda-ganda po ng pelikula, they came back, they watch it mga 3-4 times. Unbelievably, may following talaga. Yeah, we had screenings. And then ito nga, as a result of that success, na di ba, you spoke with me one day, said, Sir, baka naman pwede natin ibukas to sa SM, baka sakali. Oo. Sabi ko, sige, I know si Ed Herrero still there, pero sige, tawagan ko siya, no? So, I called Ed, sabi ko, Ed, baka mag-interest kayo dito sa pelikulang to, maybe you should see it, no? Kasi, sabi ko, 2 buwan na dito, and then pinapanood ko ng mga balik na balik. So, pinanood ni Ed, and a week later, he said, gusto ko itong pelikula, subukan natin. I'll book it in about 8 screens ng SM, maliliit na sila niya. And true enough, there it made 3.5M in 1 week. Okay? So, nagulat talaga kami sa response kasi nag-build talaga yung audience. So, all this day kami, nagustuhan din namin yung pelikula. We approached Nestor, sabi, siguro mag-develop ka kasi kung may following na, ayun. So, that's what, I mean, sa amin, what makes it special is the way the audience have responded to this film. Very warmly, you know, and yun in terms of relatability, and I wouldn't say may mahuhugutais and anything, but it's just a very simple film, but yun ang nakapasok sila sa kwento. So yun, and then, yeah, ang daming following, yung music video at saka yung trailer, correct me if I'm wrong, I think mga 2 million views na yung 2M, so yung ba daw yung trailer lang. So obviously there is a following, and then yung music video rin, nag-gain na rin ng traction, marami na rin yung followers. So, ayun, that's our explanation.
Thank you very much.
One last point. What makes the new film, your sequel, stand out or any different from the kind of romantic films that we see every week in the cinemas? You know, I noticed that most of the films that we show run through the same themes, no? And even the music sounds the same. The songs are sung by the same bands and the same kind of singing, that same genre, no? So what makes it stand out from among the wave of similar themed films?
From the very start, when I did ng kwento natin dalawa, it was done almost at the core of how truthful the scene should be. I mean, I collaborated with the actors. And I made sure here in tayo, I retained that kind of value because I think that's what the audience saw in our film. I cannot say what will really make us stand out, but I can say the audience will definitely relate to the characters. We made sure that the audience are not high, they can be reached. Language use is very, the vernacular of the streets, vernacular of the schools. I think what will make this film stand out is because I don't have A-listers. I mean, we're set apart from the cut of the mainstream films that we have right now. Our following is coming from that side of the market wherein they really crave for something new. And we made sure the story, I mean how we develop the script, it's also differently cut on how the others would do it. As much as possible, and I hope it did. We stayed true to what the story is. No frills at all. It's just as simple as it is. But we bank on the feelings, the emotions, the experience. I can honestly say this is more of an experiential film than a showcase film.
Thank you. Here's my colleague, Charlene Chua of Business World.
Thank you for the introduction. I wanted to ask the director, since the sequel wasn't planned at all. Parang recently lang, diba? How did you manage to connect the story? Because it ended, medyo open-ended and all that. But how did you connect the story from how you did the sequel? And how faithful is it to the experience you had from the first one?
Just to give you an idea, we were supposed to come out 2017. That was the initial plan. We initially talked to our producers. Technically, I promised them it might be 2017 because during the time we just lasted our 3-year run in micro cinemas, school venues, and nung sinabi naman nila on store, why not? Sabi ko, sige sir, give me time for the script. Maybe we can proceed with the production for 2017 and release in 2017. But when we finished the script, this time I got a co-writer for it. Alam ko talagang hindi ko pwede gawin itong pelikula to because it is not what AKMD was or it was not ang kwento natin dalawa. Malayo niya dun sa... The original script was close to what the other studios would get. And I felt like I am not staying true to the material at all. And I asked for a break. And technically, nung lumapit na yung ulit yung TBA na parang sabi ko, nakawala yata follow. I don't know if they still want it. Until sabi ko, hingin ko lang yung sign na pag inas ulit nila ako, isusulat ko ulit yung script. Kasi talagang nawala na ako ng, wala akong... Because itong beginning at I'm not really a director, I'm a production designer by profession. And being a production designer, we're always on the set. We don't have time, we're always prepping and stuff. So, I really gave up time for it. So when they said, let's start ano na, asa na yung script. That was the time na ginawa ko. Sinulat ko ulit siya from scratch. They gave me 5 months to rewrite it. I had to puzzle out everything. Inuna ko yung characters kasi inaral ko mabuti yung 5 years apart nila. Ano nangyari sa kanila? Well, aside from physically, I have to study them, I have to meet them, I have to see them. Ano nangyari sa inyo afterwards? I know their personal lives, what happened to the 5 year before we did the film. And tried as much as possible get that side of their characters, of their personalities, of who are they now after 5 years. Mahirap i-puzzle yung kwento. Just because from the first film itself, ang daming binanggit na mga detalye that I just need to bring it up again 5 years after. Ana was the addition. Kasi technically, nag-exist na si Sam at saka si Isa. And Frank was being mentioned all throughout the film pero hindi siya pinapakita sa first film. And Anna's the new one. Actually, siya yung mas nakafocus akong i-develop because technically, she's from nowhere. So from her, bigla na-develop yung kay Sam. Nasaan si Sam? Kung ba't niya nakilala si Anna, they belong in the same institution. Isa just came back from the States because that's where we left off from the first film. She left with Frank, and Frank came with Isa right after 5 years. They're here to settle, they're here to work. So sobrang challenge yung script process because while staying true to ang kwento natin dalawa, we had to be conscious about how structured it is because the first one is really raw. And syempre, now that I'm being supported by a main studio, hindi na pwede kung paano ko ginawa yung first. I had to be conscious about, of course, the budget. Okay, ito yung budget, we had to really maximize what we have. And kailangan maging total opposite siya ng kwento natin dalawa. It should be a total irony of the first. So even the visual language, I think the first time na nag-pitch ulit ako sa kanila, kompleto na with locations. Because I really had to immerse sa locations. I had to go to all these locations just to check out if it will work. Yun yung mga naging preparation ng script. Sobrang challenging lang din talaga because, to be honest, I really don't believe in sequels. I mean, as a personal view, may mga onting sequels na ako na pinanood sa ibang bansa na I really like. Pero right after, kaya kinakabahan ako because, oh no, I mean I'm doing a sequel and we know what they say about sequels. And yun yung naging conscious effort just to, kailangan talaga this should be more than what he can be offered 5 years before.
So how do you feel about your sequel?
Game. I just came out of the editing, we just finished it. Because we're about to submit it to, of course, the ratings and the evaluation. I can honestly say, now I can breathe that it's more than ang kwento natin dalawa.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nestor. And we're still open for more questions from our pool of media friends.
Hi, good afternoon. Dun sa cast, ano masasabi niyo sa development ng character dito sa sequel?
Ako na, sige. Ako po yung character ko, actually I can speak for everyone I think, na nandun sa title namin, yung clue, kung paano nag-develop yung mga characters namin. Because if you will take a look at ang kwento nating dalawa, it's just two of them. We've had people ask us questions about like, bakit wala kami nakikitang nanay, wala kami nakikitang tatay. Now, it's about them, the four of them, and the people around them, and how they affect these people, and how they affect how they go about in their lives, kung ano yung mga mahalaga sa kanila. So for some, like ngayon, I can say na parang, because of the first film, di po natin napanood lahat, no? Pero because of the first film, parang ngayon, he's really not excited. That's not the word. He's really set on, that's a good word, thank you. He's really set on making things right for the people around him. No, parang because of the first film and because of what happened to him and Isa, ngayon it's more about, I'm gonna forget about myself for now. I'm gonna think about the people around me and what they need to do for them, because it's not just me. I don't live for myself alone. Yeah.
For Isa, the character development is actually the hardest part of the whole process because both films from the beginning have been very character-centric, character and story-centric. There are no frills, raw, unpretentious, but what we did was we really built the characters, we analyzed, we broke them down, and we became the characters. So even if the script was just loose, if there was just an outline, we were able to fill in the gaps as the characters. So for me, that was the biggest challenge, but Isa, 5 years later, is evidently more mature, but maybe not so much. So it's kind of like balancing the tension between being more of an adult and still like having these childish tendencies. And you'll figure out why, you'll understand when you see the film, but it's Isa, let's say she's the same person, but different. She's grown, but she's also regressed in certain ways.
Gaya naman sinabi ni Direk Nestor, ako yung bagong pasok dito sa film at from scratch talaga. Like Frank, yung the role of Alex Medina, na ngayon lang din pumasok sa film, sa sequel na to. Character development. Well, siguro hindi ko pa talaga masabi yung development ng character mismo, pero andun ako sa side na Sam after nung 5 years na nangyari sa kanila ni Isa. Kumbaga, sinalo ko siya at tinanggap ko kung ano yung mga flaws niya, lahat ng mga problema, at minahal ko siya ng buo. Doon muna tayo, doon sa yung journey ng character ni Ana, kung paano niya tinanggap yung situation ni Sam na inintindi ko rin kung yung situation ni Sam and also yung habang yung feelings niya with Isa, tama ba? Ayun. I think hindi ko alam, pero ayun. Pero ayun. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much. Do you have some more questions?
This is for Nico.
Hi, sir.
Congratulations, sir.
Salamat po.
Sino yung nagsabi ng linya na ang sabi mo, gusto ko yung pelikula, no? Walang hanggan. Pero ang ito tayo yun sa dulo.
Yun yung kanta po ni Quest.
Yes.
Tama. Ano po, ibig niyo mo sabihin? Sino
Yung
po sa
ba
akin
ang
nagsabi?
mag-describe sa pelikula nyo na yun?
Sabi mo walang hanggan. Pero tayo sa dulo.
Kahit sandali po, yung pangalawang, yung song po namin yan, mas yun po. Kahit sandali. Hindi ko mas... Huling sandali pala, sorry, kahit sandali.
Okay.
Kahit sandali po yung kahit sandali. Ganun.
Okay. Can you sing that again?
Ano po?
Can you sing that again?
Can I sing?
Can you sing that line
Kahit
again?
sandali, palayain ang pusong di mapigil. Sana'y tayong dalawa sa huling pagkakataon.
Wow, excellent.
Wow, Nico.
Maybe go, just like, maybe go, just like you, no, na, I think you've completely, nakawala ka na sa shadow ng amo mo, no? How was that journey?
Nakakaiyak po. Well, nung una naman po, hindi ko talaga sinadya na kumawala. Actually, siguro yun po yung... Sabi nga nila, hindi mo talaga maiwasan yun eh. You are your father's son. And like, habang tumatagal, parang mas... Hindi siya natatanggap ko, sa natanggap ko naman yung before. Pero mas nai-enjoy ko siya, in a way. Na like ngayon, I'm very excited if ever na mabigyan kami ng chance na mag-work together. Mas importante na po sa akin ngayon kaysa humiwalay ako sa shadow niya. Hindi po ako may hiwalay talaga kasi sa kanya po ako. Pero yun, siguro po if madidescribe ko is mas nag-i-enjoy ako sa family.
Alright, thank you so much. We have some more questions. And in the meantime, we actually want to ask the cast and the director as well. Because, due to your recent success, your trailer, after 2 days of release, has garnered 1 million views. And to 2 million views right now. To 2 million views. And now, it was also trending on Twitter. And what was your reaction to that?
We were on the set actually nung lumabas yung trailer because there were certain scenes that we had to shoot again or certain additional scenes. So habang nagsha-shoot kami in between takes, oh my God, 700, oh my God, 800K. Tapos umabot ng 1 million, I think within the first day. And even our producer, Mr. Joel Andy, was saying na parang, oh by 10 p.m. tonight, bet ko 1M na yan. By 10 p.m., 10:25, it hit 1 million. So we were floored because like, from the first film pa lang, we approached this without many expectations. We just wanted to give the audience the most authentic experience that we could. And to see that people were really catching on to that style of filmmaking, that excited us. It really exceeded our expectations because we had none to begin with.
Ako po sabi ko, hindi sa trailer. Sabi ko, wow, ako ba yun? Hindi, totoo po yun. Nakatawa nga lang talaga ako, sabi ko hindi ako makapaniwala na yun yung napapanood ko. Kasi, kumbaga nga, kung hindi naman maiwasan may kumpara siya sa kwento natin dalawa. Ngayon tapos hindi ako makapaniwala na ako yung nakikita ko at kung paano nagre-respond yung tao to it. Yun lang po, medyo naiyak na lang ng slide.
Okay, yun to po. Ano po, naging happy. Kasi nga, yung sinabi ni Director bago ko pumasok, sabi niya, parang may kulto daw talaga tong, may certain, may kulto, yun na lang yung ano na, may following mo talaga. Kahit yung mga kaibigan ko na hindi naman moviegoers talaga na laging nanonood ng mga independent films, ito yung mga ginagawa ko. Sabi ko, bakit alam nyo? Saan nyo napanood? Alam nila. So, nakakagulat ko. At in 3 days, di ba? More than 1 million ang views in 3 days. So, wala man kami sa mainstream na lagi kami na pinapalabas kami sa mga networks. Pero yung audience, yung kung paano siya niyakap at tinanggap ng audience at galing sa kanila mismo, yung support, yun, malaking bagay sa akin.
Actually, nung una, sabi ko nga sa kanila, technically dapat di na ako magulat eh. Kasi from ang kwento natin dalawa pa lang, kasi kahit became a social media thing, naging phenomenon siya sa social media. To the point na sabi ko sa ang bubuli na ng mga fans kasi mismo din actually kahit ako nung time na sinusulat ko yung pelikula kasi nag-teaser na kami noon, they were already directing where the character should go. I mean, they were really tapos minsan, direct asa na yung asa na si dapat pasok din the personally messaging me. Tapos nung sinabi ko na nga kaya, totoo yung sabi niya, sabi ko, Ana, ingat ka na lang pag pumasok. Pag simula na to, sobrang itanggapin mo na lang kasi talagang medyo to the point na grabe yung following. Pero hindi ko in-expect na in just a matter of few days, bigla kami nag-1 million, bigla nag-2 million, and now we're nag-trending. Tapos nung nag-launch yung soundtrack in 2 days, nasa 4 million agad. I mean, grabe yung numbers. Doon na kami kinakabahan actually. Yung sinabi ni Manuel, we were on a set, nung tumigil actually yung buong shooting, kasi lahat naka-view sa trailer. Tapos parang tatanungan na ano nangyayari, bakit? So we were happy kasi sobrang binibitbit kami nung unang following, then nadadagdagan ng following. And I think sana mag-translate siya sa cinema. So I mean that's most important. Mag-translate siya sa box office.
Alright, speaking of you guys playing and being floored on the set during shooting, I'd just like to ask who is most alike to their character? So Nico is still Nico.
Kaya yung dalawa actually, kasi kabisado na nila eh. Galing sila from 5 years ago eh. Si Ana at saka si Alex yung
very the least.
Sobrang nangangapal, laging, para sila laging bantay sarado ko na parang nagtatanong sila lagi. Pero itong dalawang to, lang inahayaan ko lang sila sa set.
Pero siguro, akala na kami. Hindi, pero feeling ko kaming lahat din kasi in a way parang minold nga yung characters sa personalities namin. Not the other way around. Na parang, kung para sa amin ni Vera, kung nag-grow yung film, nag-grow din kami with the film. Kung ano man yung mga nagbago sa amin, siguro nung mapakita sa film, mas makikita, kung ikukumpara mo sa amin, natin dalawa, kung paano nagbago.
And to add, the 5 years in between both stories are actually real time. So it was 5 years in between the first film, our shooting of the first film, and the shooting of the second film. So whatever maturity happens to a person within the 5 years, to our characters, actually happened in real life too.
So, chismis po sa buhay namin.
Alright, so do we have some more questions from our press friends?
Hi, this is for Anna Lu. We know that you're under Star Magic, but still you're getting breaks from mga indie films. Feeling mo mas masaya ka pa rin sa indie o sa mainstream?
Parehas naman pong masaya, pero sa tingin ko sa indie, doon ako mas nakakagalaw, mas yung creative side ko, mas naibabato ko, mas collaborative. Kasi pag sa mainstream po, minsan katulad sa mga tapings, nagmamadali kami, ganun, wala nang time. May time, pero limited lang po yung oras na ibibigay sa amin para makapag-usap, ganyan. Pero dito, yung preparation namin, we had workshops, kahit hindi workshop, bago mag-start ng pelikula, ang shoot, usap kami, direct phone, minsan nagaya siya, hindi para lang makipag-batuhan ng ideas. Ayun o. At ayun, masaya both words.
Okay, thank you. Kay Direk, Nestor Abrojena. Mahusay yung mga ginawa mo pelikula sa indie department. Kung bibigyan ka ng pagkakataon sa mainstream, are you willing to work with yung mga mas mainstream na mas nakikialam yung mga tao sa loob? Yung masyadong maraming requirement, at saka ang daming ulong nakikialam.
You know what, sir? Actually, what happens in mainstream also happens independent. I mean, we follow the same system. So kung paano, even though ang kwento natin dalawa, kahit ako yung parang pinaka-mastermind, may mga taong nasa paligid ko, there will always be voices na I really need to listen to. Dahil doon tayo halos parang nag-triple yata yung numero ng staff and crew. Then I have producers that I really need to listen to. I mean, I cannot, while alam ko na directing is a creative job, it should be collaborative too. So, actually, I've been working with Star Cinema also before as production designer, and I know and how it works. I know how the system works, and I'm pretty much open to it because it's a system that works, and I don't need to deviate from that system.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And probably last question for all of you. Since we're connecting the links between ako at ating dalawa at tayo sa Huling Buwan ng Taon, I'd just like to ask, do you think it's really possible to still be friends with your ex?
No. I guess it depends on the level of relationship, the type of relationship and the level of commitment that you shared in the past. I don't know, for me, some things are better left in the past, but that's just my personal opinion. Some people kaya nila maging friends with their ex, that's totally up to them. Ako hindi ko kaya. So.
Alright.
Yes, it's possible. Yun lang po yung sagot ko.
And Anna?
Nag-isip ko, wag na. Wag na po. Yung ano lang, casual lang, hello, pero yung maging magkaibigan pa. Wag na.
Saan yan? Ay, oo naman, I mean, kaya mo may pag-ibigan sa ex mo, I mean, why not? Diba? Sorry lang ako kasi alam ko kasi yung mga buhay na eh. Kaya natatawa lang. Buhay na natin dito.
Alright, so I think we're good with the questions. So again, thank you so much for all of your questions as well. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Vera. Thank you, Anna. And of course, Direct Nestor for taking time answering the questions from our press friends. And at this point, we'd like to hear some closing message for you guys.